Now that you know some of the background and application of self-efficacy, I would like to talk further about strategies used to improve self-efficacy and how self-efficacy differs from other internal constructs, such as confidence or self-esteem. First, let's talk about sources of self-efficacy. When considering sources of self-efficacy, previous mastery experience is associated with behavioral tasks that lead to expected outcomes in the future. Specifically, by considering previous experiences, individuals begin to build behavioral skills used to perform the specific behavior. When individuals have positive experiences, they are more likely to gain positive behavioral skills and expected outcomes. In return, this will increase their self-efficacy for the behavior the subsequent time they're going to perform it. Inversely, when people have undesirable experiences, they are likely to begin developing negative outcome expectations and not recognize any skills that could have been gained. When it comes to improving self-efficacy, mastery experience is one of our most powerful forces to change self-efficacy. Because of this, if used in a thoughtful, safe, and planned way, we can see improvements in self-efficacy. Take, for example, the behavior of trying a new food for a 3-year-old. Their parent is encouraging them to try a new food, butternut squash, but they remember the last time they tried a new food and they gagged. This physical experience was reminding them that it was a negative behavioral response the last time they tried a new food, and now they don't want to try new food again. On the other hand, the parent reminds them that they tried a new food, mango, and recently liked it. This reminds the child that their previous experience was positive and that it might improve their self-efficacy to try new food when the parent reminds them of this. From this example, you might have noticed some social persuasion. This is the idea that others are encouraging you to perform a behavior. Yet, it does not have to be from our parents. It could be from friends, coworkers, coaches, or any other person in your life. I also want to remind you that social persuasion does not have to be in person. A newer but important social influence to consider are social networks, as they have been found to have a particularly strong influence on the support or discouragement we will receive about a behavior. Because of this, surrounding yourself with individuals who support and encourage the behavior can significantly improve your self-efficacy to perform that behavior. In addition to mastery and social persuasion, having vicarious experiences related to a behavior can both increase and decrease self-efficacy, depending on the experience. For example, consider the seemingly impossible task of running a marathon. Note that I do not consider myself a runner. I have always believed that running a marathon is just not in my cards. Yet, I have a good friend who's very similar to me and just completed their first marathon. Following her journey leaves me feeling with a slightly higher, if she can do this, so can I feeling. This is a slight increase in my self-efficacy towards the behavior of completing a marathon. Lastly, emotional arousal. Humans have the unique ability to intensely regulate emotion. This is important as research shows us that more emotion we have because of an event, the more likely we are to remember it. Ultimately, I wanted to make sure that you understood that sources of self-efficacy are also strategies for improvement of self-efficacy. While many people assume that self-efficacy is interchangeable with self-esteem or even motivation, it is a unique concept and should be considered as such. The primary difference that I wanted to emphasize is that self-efficacy is dependent on the individual's interpretation of their behavioral capability and skills to successfully accomplish the behavior. While it does have unique influencers that may be related to things like motivation, self-esteem, and confidence, self-efficacy is truly about the belief of possessing skills necessary to achieve a behavior, and that is defined as self-efficacy. Here's an example that helps me identify the difference. Take, for instance, the marathon runner from the previous slide. Say someone asks you, "How motivated are you to run in the next local marathon in December?" My response is not very. I'm not all that interested or motivated to lace up my shoes and run a marathon. Next, they ask you, if you had the right equipment and training, do you think that you could run in the next marathon? And my answer changes. Yes, I think that as someone who generally has decent exercise capabilities and support of my partner, I think that if I wanted to and had the support and the training, then I could definitely complete the next marathon. That slight difference in question should help provide some insight into the difference between motivation and self-efficacy. While motivation is more dependent on my emotional state and goals of the moment, self-efficacy is more dependent on my behavioral capabilities and skills that I possess to accomplish a specific behavior.